Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we are going to be doing a reading about what your person thinks of you and of the connection that you share with them. We're going to be getting into what it is that they're thinking and feeling about you and the connection that you share, as well as what it is that they admire about you. With that said, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. And with that said, for pile 1, we have green aventurine. For pile 2, we have amethyst. And for pile 3, we have labradorite. Hello there, my pile 1s, my green aventurine pile. Let's get some cards out here to see what your person is currently thinking of you and of the connection that you share. We start out with the 9 of Cups. We have got the Hierophant. Let's get 1 or 2 more cards out here. We have got the Queen of Wands, the sexiest of all the queens, I might add. And we have got the Ace of Pentacles jumping out last. So starting out with the 9 of Cups and the Hierophant, I do feel like that is a good thing because it's basically indicating this person is very happy and content within this connection. And that's something, it's basically like, this person's seeing that there's a future here between the both of you, that there's a lot of happiness and fulfillment that comes from the connection that you share with one another. And this person's wanting to make the connection or the relationship more committed perhaps than it currently is. Now, obviously, if we're in a committed relationship with this person already, this is more so speaking to things like getting engaged or moving in together or working toward those steps and having conversations surrounding whatever those next steps might be for the both of you. And obviously, if this is a newer or fresher connection, this person's going to want to, continue to date. They're going to want to become exclusive, etc., and so on. But when it comes to that 9 of Cups, I do feel like this person is very happy and satisfied with the way in which the relationship is going right now. I also love the 9 of Cups because a lot of times it'll bring forth a message of there being a perfect blend of physical and emotional intimacy within this connection. So for me, that would indicate that the emotional bond or emotional investment is there, but the physical bond and the physical intimacy within the connection is also very satisfactory for both of you, I hope. The Hierophant is a card of commitment and marriage. So again, it just speaks to this relationship as something that makes your person very happy, very fulfilled, and very satisfied. And this person wants to move this connection forward and deepen the level of commitment within it. The Queen of Wands I love to see because the Queen of Wands is, again, the sexiest of all of the queens. This is a strong indication, obviously, that your person is very physically attracted to you. So again, going back to that 9 of Cups, we not only have the emotional connection, we not only have that this person's committed and wants to deepen the level of commitment within this connection, but we also yet again have this indication of there being a very strong physical bond and good physical intimacy within this bond as well. The Queen of Wands is also going to highlight that your person feels very passionately about you and about the connection. This person's wanting to spend more time together, get to know you better again if this is a newer or fresher connection. And if this is a long-term commitment that we've already been in with this person, it's a huge indicator that there's still that, spark. The spark is alive. We're still having a lot of fun. We're having fun experiencing and exploring life together. You are just as passionate about one another and about the connection. And even let's say, even in a physical way, or a physically intimate way, there's still that same spark or passion that there's always been. And lastly, we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a card of commitment, of stability and security, and yet again, it's highlighting that your person wants to move forward and continue to deepen the level of commitment within this connection. You know, this person feels like this is a very stable, secure relationship that the both of you have here. This person is looking forward to the future with you. I feel like there is compatibility based on what your values are. And overall, this person is feeling like this could be a very long-lasting relationship between you both. As far as what it is that your person admires about you, the Nine of Cups will bring up that in general, they look at you as being someone who is very optimistic or tends to be optimistic. And even in that sense, you could be someone that constantly, like, you know, maybe opens up their eyes to new perspectives or has helped them change their mindset or their perspective in a more so positive way. They also view you as being someone who's, you know, very happy with what it is that you have, especially in the sense of like you're somebody that expresses a lot of gratitude and appreciation for what it is that you have, what it is that you've accomplished. And again, they look at you as somebody who is very fulfilled. Like you could have a very fulfilling social life, career, etc., and so on. And they look at you as somebody who, you know, not only expresses gratitude or not only is very blessed, but they can tell that you're somebody that is very happy with themselves and happy with what it is that they have. And I feel like that's something that your person really appreciates about you, and perhaps you're helping them to learn how to be, let's say, like more appreciative or show more gratitude toward what it is that they have and what it is that they've accomplished. We move forward to the Hierophant, and I would say between the Hierophant and the Ace of Pentacles, your person really looks up to you in a career or financial sense. Like they really feel inspired, let's say, by what it is that you've accomplished. They feel like you're somebody who has a great work ethic. They feel like you're somebody that's constantly going after what it is that you want. You're somebody that's constantly striving for something more. And I feel like going back to what it was that I was just saying, it's like you are satisfied and fulfilled with what it is that you have, and you're very happy with yourself and with your life. And that's something that your person admires and appreciates. But they also admire and appreciate the fact that you're somebody who's constantly like working hard. You're somebody that's constantly, but let's say in a healthy way too, pushing themselves, trying to perhaps advance within their career, trying to, do the best that you can. And they really do feel like you're somebody who's constantly putting in effort, whether it's you're putting effort into friendships, you're putting effort into your finances, into your work, into your craft, into this relationship with them. They really feel like you're somebody who, when you're dedicated to something or someone, you continue to dedicate and devote yourself to whatever it may be. The Queen of Wands is an excellent multitasker. The Queen of Wands, again, is the sexiest of all the queens. So for me, your person definitely admires you for your physical beauty, but they also admire the fact that you can somehow seamlessly juggle all of the different things that you've got going on in your life. And I feel like in a way that's something that your person's really impressed and inspired by as well, because you might have a job and a side gig and a huge support system or social life, and you're putting time, effort, and energy into the relationship with them. And again, it kind of brings me back to one of the first things that I mentioned of them admiring about you, which is them knowing that you live a very fulfilling life. And I feel like that kind of brings me, especially Queen of Wands can indicate independence. Ace of Pentacles can indicate independence. And it just, again, leads me back to like this person views you as being somebody who's very independent. You're somebody who creates their own happiness. You're somebody that goes after what you want. You've created the life that you've wanted for yourself. And they view you as being someone who's very fulfilled and, very independent, very strong and resilient and passionate about what it is that you love and who it is that you love. I hope that this made sense, my pile ones. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello, my pile twos, my amethyst pile. Let's take a look at what your person currently thinks of you and of the connection. Also getting out here what it is that they admire about you, my pile twos. Let's take a look. Okay, we start out with the Empress and the High Priestess. We have got the Eight of Cups jumping out as well. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles jumping out also. So, something that's immediately coming to mind here, my pile twos, as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. I don't know, it just kind of feels like to me when it comes to what this person's currently thinking about the connection between you both, is there's this indication of you choosing yourself. I feel like overall there's an indication of there being a high amount of self-worth, as there should be. The Eight of Cups oftentimes is going to represent us walking away from what no longer serves us and moving forward toward what does. And for some reason there's just this overwhelming sort of message of like, you know and or knew when to walk away from this situation. So my pile twos, just to get some further insight for myself, I'm going to pull a card or two just to see what we're working with when it comes to the current energy of this connection. So let's see, we have got the Tower, and let's get one more card. We have got the Five of Swords. So pile two, as always, again, take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm just going to leave these two here. Current energy of the connection perhaps is not looking so hot. The Tower can often indicate things such as a breakup or a shakeup when it comes to a relationship. The Five of Swords can indicate something along the lines of self-sabotage, having to walk away from a situation, something has gone awry, and now we are trying to move on and move forward. And even at times it might have been difficult for us to move on and move forward, and maybe even perhaps right now it's been hard for us to move on and move forward. But it's interesting, and I wanted to pull those two cards just to see what we were working with as far as current energy, because for as whatever other messages could be here right now as far as what it is that they're thinking of you and what it is that they admire about you, the strongest thing that I kept getting from those first four cards to jump out was that you know that you need to choose yourself. Now, for some of us, this could be confirmation. Maybe we're listening to this reading right now because we're trying to decide whether to walk away from a certain connection, or maybe we should give it another shot. Maybe we found something out that made us no longer trust our person, and we're wanting to gauge what it is that they're thinking of us. So I feel like the results might vary based on who's listening to this. And of course, for some of us, since it is a general reading, it won't resonate at all. So for some of us, we might need to be hearing the message right now that we need to choose ourselves, and choosing ourselves might result in us walking away from this connection, but ultimately it's going to be something that is in our highest good. For others, maybe you did already leave this person and your person's literally thinking of you as someone who chose themselves. And even in this case, we might not be so much so picking up on this person's actual self. Maybe we're picking up on their higher self, and their higher self is bringing forth this message of, you made the right choice in walking away from me, even though this person themselves, or as they are right now, could of course be somebody that was not the kindest or the nicest to us. So either way you slice it, I hope that makes sense in some way, shape, or form, my pile twos. I'm sorry that this perhaps turned into a different type of reading right now, but I still can't get past that initial message of, you know when to choose yourself, or you knew to choose yourself in this situation. The Empress is a card of nurturing oneself and, of course, nurturing others. The Empress, to me, is also, especially in a relationship, putting forth a ton of effort. The High Priestess is going to indicate basically knowing what's going on. Like, a lot of times the High Priestess will jump out, and the High Priestess will bring me this message of, you already know the answer to this question, or intuitively you've already picked up on the answer to this question in some way, shape, or form. You know, like, it's usually an indicator of, you don't need to be asking me, you already know what the answer is. And for me, that can mean, again, several different things for several different people. Like, we might know that maybe right now is the time to choose ourselves. We might know that right now is maybe the time for us to begin to leave behind a situation or a connection that is no longer serving us. So that could be part of what's coming up here. The High Priestess as well could just be an indication of maybe there were times where we were putting in too much effort into this connection when we knew we should have maybe been taking our energy away from it. And part of that could be maybe because when there was a tower moment within our relationship, we were still trying to put forth as much effort as we possibly could into resolving things, even though it wasn't maybe so much us that needed to resolve and rectify. It was our person who needed to resolve and apologize and rectify whatever had occurred here. Whatever the case might be, that Eight of Cups, again, I'm going to really just say about the card, it's a card of leaving behind what no longer serves us and moving forward toward what does. And in the Queen of Pentacles, the what is serving us is basically us serving ourselves, us practicing self-care, us healing from whatever this was, us trying to ground and rebuild after something's come crumbling down. And that Five of Swords indicating that somebody's doubts and limiting beliefs and lack of trust or lack of trustworthiness is something that caused the tower moment. Ultimately, to me, is basically highlighting like something occurred within this connection perhaps that broke our trust. We might be looking for some confirmation as to whether or not we should put our effort into the connection or if we should put our effort into ourselves. And that effort should be being placed back within ourselves in some way, shape, or form, focusing on healing, walking away from, etc., and so on, this connection. With that said, again, for some reason still, what's coming through here as the major thing that your person's thinking of the connection is that you knew when to choose yourself. And I feel like at the end of the day, even if emotions are very high right now on both sides of this connection, and even though this person would probably never admit this to you, the end result is going to be that this person knows that you made the right decision in choosing yourself, because how much of yourself could you continue to give away in a situation perhaps such as the one that's occurred here. So again, pile 2, this might make a lot of sense, this might make absolutely no fucking sense to you. Either way, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. For those of us where maybe this confirms something or maybe where this resonated, thank you so much. I do hope that maybe there was someone out there today that needed to hear this message, but as I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you so much, my pile 2s, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello there, my pile 3s. Let's take a look at what your person is currently thinking of you and of the connection that you share with them. Okay, let's take a look to see what it is that they're currently thinking and what it is that they admire about you. We start out with the Knight of Pentacles. Now the Ten of Cups. We have got the Strength card. And we have got the Sun. So, I really like this pile. The Knight of Pentacles is looking backwards, which kind of leads me to believe. So basically, a lot of times Knight of Pentacles will come out as a card of long-term planning. Knight of Pentacles can sometimes indicate something taking a while to come to fruition, something being a long time coming. So, of course, for some of us, that could be part of what the message is. It could be maybe we've had our eyes or our hearts set on one another for a while, and now it's finally like the ball is getting moving, or whatever the heck the expression is. But the Knight of Pentacles looking backwards kind of makes me feel like the message is more so like this relationship was worth waiting for, or I finally met the love of my life, like that sort of thing. You know, especially because Ten of Cups is next to it. Ten of Cups to me is, you know, love of a lifetime, happy family card. So Ten of Cups being next to that Knight of Pentacles, but the Knight of Pentacles looking outward rather than toward the rest of the reading is leading me to believe the long time coming has already come to pass. And again, for some of us, it could be, yes, this relationship or this exact connection. I've had my heart set on this person, they've had their heart set on me, and now finally we are moving forward toward one another, and finally we are together, etc. and so on. Of course, it could be a love story like that. But for me, it's coming through as more of a love story where it might have taken us a hot minute to find this person, but I feel now like I have found my person. And I feel like in general, for one or for both of you, and especially since this is what this person's thinking of the connection, it's sort of like a, where have you been all my life? This is exactly what I've been looking for in a relationship and in a partner. And now I finally found you. So I hope that that makes sense. And for me, just based on the placement of the cards, I guess, let's say, and the depictions on the cards, that's basically what I feel like might resonate with the majority of us, is for one or both of you, this in general, or finding a connection like this has been a long time coming, and we're really feeling like we finally met our person. The Ten of Cups is a card of love and fulfillment within romantic relationships. I always call it the happy family card. I mean, for me, it's just a very strong indication that the connection here is abundant. The connection is strong. There's a deeper emotional bond and connection that the two of you share. The physical intimacy, especially with the Strength card and the Sun card, ain't too bad either. And I would also say between the Ten of Cups and the Sun, especially the Sun, perhaps there's either future talks of having a child together, or pregnancy could be something for some of us that might be coming up soon into the near future. So that could be something to look forward to, or maybe that's something that we want to take extra precautions surrounding. But whatever the case might be, it really is just this overwhelmingly positive feeling of, I have found my person. Your person really seems to think the world of you. Your person really seems to be super in love with you. And I feel like something that this connection has really helped open the both of you up to is literally feeling open and expressive to and with one another. The Strength card to me will bring up emotional vulnerability. The Sun will bring up openness and honesty and authenticity. And it just feels like this is a relationship where you feel like you can be 100% of yourself 100% of the time, and vice versa. Your person really feels like they found their person. They found someone who they are incredibly compatible with. They feel like you're somebody that they can confide in and open up to and be themselves around. And it just really feels like, even the Sun, let's say in general, like the Strength card is a card of confidence. And for me, especially next to the Sun, it's bringing up this person having the confidence to be themselves. This person having the confidence and the motivation to continue to move this connection forward. They feel like the two of you are, again, highly compatible, but also very much so on the same page in regard to the future together. And then the Sun in and of itself is a card of happiness and positivity and joy. And it's just like, overall, this person just seems to be, over the moon, or whatever the expression is. They're so happy. It's honestly just I don't know. For me, I feel like this little 4-card spread is just bringing up an overabundance of joy and happiness to be together, to spend time with you, to be getting to know you for newer or fresher connections. But I also feel like for pile 3, a lot of this, like, it could be a newer or fresher connection, but we still feel like we've known this person a lot longer than we perhaps have known them in real life. So I hope that makes sense in some way, shape, or form. The other thing that I want to say with the Knight of Pentacles, it just really feels like to me, between the Knight of Pentacles and even the Ten of Cups, again, there's values that are similar. There's life goals that are similar. And there's a lot of plans being made for the future together. And of course, for those of us that are maybe newly dating this person, these plans are, second date, third date, fourth date. And for those of us that have been with this person for a hot minute now, it's like we're making plans of where it is that we want to move. We're making plans on when to start having kids. We're getting engaged. We're getting married, etc. This does seem to have the potential to be a very long-term, very serious, very committed relationship for these newer connections. And again, for a lot of us that might be listening to this, there's just a vibe of having already been with this person. Now, of course, maybe we all don't believe in this jazz, but for me, there's just that feeling of like we've known this person before, we've met this person before, perhaps in a past life. And it just really feels like, again, even if this is a new or fresh connection, we feel like we have known this person forever. And even their perspective, again, obviously we're doing what do they think of you. They feel like they've known you for lifetimes. Like they feel like, and they might not prescribe to that type of thinking either, but still, there's just something about this connection, let's say, that can't be faked. Like there's something about this connection that is just so strong and so positive. And that doesn't always mean that things are sunshine and rainbows, but the best part about this strength and sun combo is that the two of you, if there are any issues, communicate excellently with one another. Because it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows and positivity. But the best part about it is that both of you feel so comfortable going to one another, opening up to one another, and expressing and explaining how you're feeling. With that said, as far as what this person admires about you, with the Knight of Pentacles, for me, this is going to bring up work ethic and independence and really feeling like you're somebody who's got a lot going for them. Like you found success in what it is that you do, and you're also somebody that is constantly, looking or striving or setting goals for themselves. You're somebody that this person, and another thing too, like you're very patient and kind and understanding. You're also somebody that's very grounded, and you help to ground them. When we move forward to the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Cups to me is going to bring up happiness and fulfillment and joy. And genuinely, I feel like this person views you as being someone who knows how to cultivate joy. You're somebody that is very fulfilled by maybe what you do in regard to your career, maybe in regard to your creativity, but you're somebody that really fills up their life with things and with people that they enjoy, and they really appreciate that about you. The Strength card is going to bring up inner strength and confidence and courage, and your person views you as being someone who's very independent. They view you as being someone who has the confidence and the motivation to continue to move forward toward their goals. That you have the confidence and the motivation that you need to achieve anything that you set your mind to. Your person also, in general, just feels very inspired by you. The Sun is a card of happiness, positivity, and joy. So again, there's this indication of like, you're somebody that is really good at, not only are you joyful, but you're also somebody that's really good at bringing joy to others. Like you're somebody that, you make yourself happy, but you also strive or do your best to make the other people around you happy. I would also say sense of humor too, like they really are attracted to and admire your sense of humor. The Sun and the Strength card are also going to bring up physical beauty, so your person is very physically attracted to you. And the Sun in general, I feel like they just really admire your ability to be positive or remain positive or even have an open mind. You're somebody that is perhaps like they also feel like you're somebody that's very wise and very good at giving them advice, which is why they do confide in you and why they do trust you, because they know you're not ever trying to steer them in the wrong direction. You're somebody that they find very trustworthy and very loving and very open and honest. I really hope that this makes sense, my pile threes. It was such a pleasure to be able to do this reading today. Thank you so, so, so much, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day.